Uber Eats drivers, I'm sure you can imagine all the things that you just need in order to do food delivery properly. But as new drivers, wouldn't you benefit knowing 3 essentials? That's all it takes to have a really good car setup. That way you can make some money and do a good job for the customers. And I do want to let you know this is the case. And at the end, I do have a bonus for you. And you're really going to see the value of this when I explain that. My name's Russ. I've been doing this part-time going on 7 years. Let me take you back. I was doing a food delivery early on. It happened to be evening. There was the street light. I had my food and I saw, hey, instead of going up the driveway, there were a couple cars there blocking. I'll just go across the front lawn. And I could see the moon was out, the street lights, no problem. So I made my way up to the door and I did notice the porch light wasn't on. Interesting. All of a sudden I felt this sharp pain in my shin and I fell. So I'm sure by now you can imagine the very first essential item, it's a flashlight. Let me tell you how important this is. First of all, if you're out at night, a lot of people, you can't really see their house numbers. And so if you have a flashlight, you can turn this on and really illuminate and make sure you're dropping off at the right spot. And this is essential. When you're driving, you can roll your window down, use the flashlight. Because obviously our headlights are only so good, but I found it's good to roll your window down. And that way, as you drive, you can look out this way or you can look out that way and shine the flashlight accordingly. This really helps because you don't want to drop off to the wrong address. And then obviously a big flashlight, if you have to use it when you go to the house, fine. Otherwise, you can find these tiny LED lights. I love this. I keep it right here in my center console. And if I'm doing anything near dark, I'll take it with me. And when I take my picture, I'll turn this on. That way, well, actually, as I walk up to the door, I'm turning this on so I don't trip over obstacles. That's the most important thing. And then it is helpful when I get up to the door, I can shine the light, it illuminates everything, and my pictures are clear. So let me encourage you, have both types of flashlights. This big one for finding houses and, looking really far away, and then have a tiny one like this. Now, you probably can also use your cell phone, but I've just found this is nice. That way it's in one hand. I'm holding the food delivery stuff and my phone in the other, and I can guide my way. So this is definitely the first and most important essential item you need when you do food delivery. All right, the second essential tip, and this is so important as well. And what we're going to do is I'm going to demonstrate this. We'll get out of the car here in just a second. Here's the thing. I love doing food delivery, but sometimes there's just a lot of drinks. And how do you handle that? You have to have cup holders. In your car, if you have a car that's designed well, you have some really deep ones like I have in my back seat. There's 2 deep cup holders, and I'm going to show you that. Up front, I also have 2 other cup holders, but they're a little flimsy. So when I put drinks up front, I keep my hand on them, especially going around corners. The worst thing, and this is the impact if you don't plan ahead. If you spill drinks, not only is that going to destroy your car, you're going to have to clean it, but what about the customer? They're expecting their drinks. Are you just going to complain to Uber Eats and then they'll have to send another driver? Are you going to be forced to go back and get more drinks and beg the worker saying, oh, I'm sorry, I spilled one? Or worst case, are you prepared to use your own money to replace the drinks that you carelessly spilled because you weren't planning ahead? I would say do the work up front, plan the interior of your car, know how many drinks you can handle. So I'm going to get out of the car now. I'm going to show you carrying the food delivery bag, the drink tray with some drinks, and my phone. Here's the important thing. I put the drinks on top of the roof. So let me show you how to do that so you don't spill them. And I'm sure you can imagine why. All right, let's go. So let's just imagine we just left the restaurant and how I carry the food. I'll have the food delivery bag with the food. I'll have my phone. And then I have the drink carrier. And there could be some really huge drinks. So obviously you'd be supporting this very carefully. Here's what I do as I approach the car. I need to get the food and the drinks in. So I'll unlock my car. And then I take the drink carrier, I'll set it up here, and I'm holding on. Never let go of this because the drinks could spill. I'll set the food inside. And then what I'm gonna do is start putting the drinks inside. And to make this easier, you could move around over there and check it out and you'll see. All right, that's much better. I think you can see in here. So I am holding on to the drinks above through that drink carrier. I open up my tray and then I transfer one drink at a time. And that way this is stable. Then at that point, if I have any more drinks, I'm gonna bring it down and I'll probably put this up front and then I just set the drink carrier just like this. That way everything is set up. And it's hard to talk to you like this. But the other option that you have is using a big drink carrier like this. And you'll have this in your car ready to go. And then if you have too many drinks, you can set them in the drink carrier. But what you're gonna have to do is use a bag to block it in. Because if you use this Rubbermaid drink carrier, the drinks can slide. And using this corner shop bag really helps me. And Uber Eats drivers, are you familiar with Corner Shop? Do you know the history of this company? Share that in the comments below. This was a great company. So these are the two options, using your existing ones or buying like this Rubbermaid drink carrier. And also you can get on Amazon and buy a container that's designed to be transported where you can put the drinks in there and then just set it on your floor either up front or secure it in the back so that it doesn't spill. The worst thing is to spill drinks. I just want to show you out here in the sunlight in case it was hard to see. If you use this Rubbermaid drink carrier, you're going to have some really big drinks sometimes. Iced tea, boba drinks, big coffees. You need to use another kind of bag to keep it from shifting inside. This will hold 8 drinks, but obviously if you don't have 8, use a bag. A plastic bag is fine. You just want to keep it from shifting. And then it makes it so much easier when you carry this. And again, sorry, I forgot to mention this. Do the reverse when you're ready to take the drinks to the drop-off. Inside the car, I put this on the roof, and then one at a time I put the drinks in. I hold on to it the whole time, grab the food delivery bag, and then I go up to the house and do the drop-off. Sorry I didn't show that to you, but I think you get the idea. All right, so the third essential is use a food delivery bag. Why is this so important? Well, you know what? There's a couple reasons and one perk for doing this at Chick-fil-A. Overall, I'm sure you can imagine, the customer wants their food. They want it hot if it's hot food. If they have ice cream or something cold, they want it to be cold. If you just have it inside your car, who knows what's gonna happen if it's winter, summer. In California, obviously, it's a little bit different because it's always hot. I'll have my air conditioning on a lot. The food delivery bag keeps the food at the temperature it's supposed to be. If you don't do this, imagine how much money the customers paid for their food. They're gonna be irritated at you, the restaurant. Who knows if the food is lukewarm and it should be hot. What they're gonna do is take it out on you. They're gonna cut your tips and give you bad reviews. As the food delivery driver, that's our job. When that food leaves the restaurant, ideally it should be at the same temperature as when we get to the house. So using a food delivery bag is key. Here's that perk I mentioned. Have you ever gone to Chick-fil-A? If you bring in your food delivery bag, they offer you a drink. Why would they do this? Clearly it's because most drivers don't even bring their bags inside. So don't let this be you. They care about their food. You should care about all the customers' food and do it because it's the right thing. And as a side, you'll get good ratings and good tips. Here's another reason to always use your food delivery bag. Bring it with you in the restaurant. Like I already mentioned about Chick-fil-A, they give you a drink. Not all restaurants do this. In fact, they're the only one. What it does is it allows any other customer that's in line, they're gonna know you're not here to order and cut in front of them. They're gonna know you're here for food delivery. So this is like your pass to go straight to the front of the line because your order's already ready and you're there to pick it up. You're not there to wait in line like everybody else. So boldly go to the front, announce yourself, say, "Hi, I'm Russ with Uber Eats. I have a pickup for Bob." and then they're gonna give you the food, you put it in the bag, and you leave. It's very simple. Those 3 essentials are gonna really set you up for success, whether you're a new or experienced driver. All right, let me give you that bonus tip. If you get out your phone, look on the Play Store or the Apple Store and look up the timestamp camera app. This thing is great. And here's why it matters. You need to take your own pictures of every drop off. And incidentally, I screenshot everything. That way, should some customer complain or there's an app glitch, you have documentation of everything. When you use the timestamp camera app, take your own pictures at the drop-off, and what that does is it puts the GPS location, the date, the time in there. That way you have your own proof of everything that you do on the app. And this is so important. Should you get deactivated, you're not going to have access to the app, and so you have no way of defending yourself. So let me encourage you, take your own picture first using that timestamp camera app. And even if you're not going to use that app, take your own picture first. Then in the app, take a picture of the food drop off and close out your order. You're going to thank me so much if this ever happens to you. And by the way, I've been deactivated twice, once off of DoorDash and UberEats, and it was a nightmare. And I was trying to think, what can I do to protect myself? The timestamp camera app, that's the answer. And there you have it, the 3 essentials and that quick bonus. But wait! Just because you know these 3 essentials, yes, you will be set up for success, especially doing food delivery. But we all know there's a lot more that goes into food delivery. And the most important thing is money into your pocket. How do you know if you're going to be profitable doing orders? Which orders do you take? And just like me doing that food delivery at night where I basically almost shattered my leg, blood shooting out. All right, it wasn't that bad. You get the idea. If I had just had a flashlight and know how to deliver food safely, can you imagine how great that would be? I do have exceedingly good news for you. I've made a video covering both of those important topics. So watch that next, and I'll see you there.